Hello and welcome to the Friday night episode of the Blitz Pickup. I am sorry I am not on camera, but I'm getting ready for a storm that is coming to hit the East Coast. We are expecting snow, but do you know a storm that didn't hit Monday night? I think it was called a hurricane, but sometimes we don't know what that is and is not about. Sometimes, you expect a category 5 and you get, a little, what do they call those? You know what? I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to play into it. We are on to more relevant things and we have a very relevant topic. Shout out to my girl, Jess. Always got to acknowledge the queen of the show who is not able to be here tonight, but she called me. I'm here, but the guys are here, and that's who you want to hear talking, and that's what you want to hear about tonight. We're going to talk about this press conference, and just like they were crying, Monday night, I was crying tears of joy. I'm not even going to lie. I was celebrating. It was Cuban cigars. Listen, I almost made myself a life raft just in honor. Like, I'm an honorary Cuban all 2026, but without further ado, it's all fun. It's all games. It is time to really get back into this off season to talk about our Fins, the team that we all love. And let's get back into what we're here for. Tony, Lou, let's go.
That intro was horrible, by the way.
First of all, that intro was fire.
Thank you.
And Finsanity, just for you to know.
Can we put a poll in the chat? I want to hear what Lou. Can we put a poll in the chat so we ever let her do the intro again?
I was just gonna, again, we're all about teaching over here and helping. And Finsanity, it wasn't a hurricane. That was a light drizzle. That's what happened.
Not even a tropical storm. Okay.
Not even a tropical storm. Yeah. Light drizzle, the little sprinkles off and on. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Thank you, Saber.
Wow. Good job. Thank you.
You know what? It's crazy that Tony's trying to intercept my intro when never mind.
Well, you know what? I didn't intercept your intro. I should have intercepted your intro and snuffed you back off stage. But so
Jeff.
She said, there they go, good looking panel up there. I'm the only one on camera, so I appreciate you.
Well, she knows what I look like in real life, so
yeah, they know what I look like in real life. They know what I look like in real life.
Allegedly, she said up there. She didn't say in real life. She said up there. So if you get literal up here, right? That she saw the hurricanes up here. She said, "Not you."
Oh, not you. Listen, losing doesn't look good on anybody, Uh-oh.
Yeah, still mad. Saban picked us. Saban picked us the whole time. We were doing good. But listen, man.
So he was wrong.
You want to waste time.
It's like he was wrong about leaving us, but okay. So he was wrong.
He was right 3 out of the 4 times. But it's all good.
He picked y'all, but he was wrong. And when it mattered most.
The first 3
Thank
times.
You, appreciate you. Appreciate you.
We do appreciate. Why are you up here hating on the Canes?
How am I hating?
Why you hating? I thought you don't talk about things that aren't relevant to you.
There were people that wanted me to make them
I'm asking
that wanted me to talk about it, so I had to talk about it.
Well, I'm asking you a specific question.
I wasn't talking, but people were talking, and I said, if you can dish it, you can take it. Take your medicine.
I'm asking you a question though, and you said you don't talk about things that aren't relevant to you, and you just had a whole intro about the hurricane.
It wasn't about the hurricane. I just said that a hurricane didn't hit. I didn't say the hurricane. I said a hurricane didn't hit on Monday.
I'm just
and now if you want to correlate that to y'all, then hey, I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, so
did hurricane hit on Monday? I checked it's not even hurricane season anymore. Oh, when is hurricane season? August to what is it? July to
I'm just saying, I'm glad that you're speaking of a team that is relevant to you now. That's all I'm saying.
They're not relevant.
I appreciate you.
The Dolphins, talking about the Dolphins. Talking about the Dolphins, they are relevant. I said, let's get back to relevant conversations and talk about the Dolphins. I said the Dolphins, yeah, about the team that we love. You didn't hear that part of the intro? You were stuck on Monday, huh?
You said the Dolphins are relevant?
Yeah, they are relevant to me. That's that to me part that y'all keep forgetting. The to me.
Hey man, shout out to you for that. That was a great. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a nice. I see what I now understand. That was a good. I can't even hate. That was very clever. That was very clever. But we'll be back. You know, Canes will be back next year. We'll see if y'all can be.
That sounds familiar. Y'all starting to sound like Cowboys fans.
No, Cowboy fans have been delusional.
And Canes fans have it. No, listen,
Nah.
let's not, because I
Not this
don't
Cane
want to
fan.
spend.
Not this
I don't
Cane
wanna
fan.
spend. Listen, I don't want to spend no more time. People got over the emotions. They've already,
Uh,
got.
I don't know, Finsanity. All I heard was Mario Cristobal might be the Steelers' head coach. So I don't know if they're coming back or not.
I would love
I
it.
mean, he
I don't
maybe
know.
something.
Aren't they
At least
waiting on a
Kane is
quarterback
relevant to
that's
someone.
not eligible to be eligible or something for a transfer or something? I don't know.
Yeah, they trying to sue him.
Oh, what happened to didn't y'all just lose a quarterback in the portal? Like someone y'all brought in? You know what?
No.
Why are
Oh
they
no,
even
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
this
yeah,
irrelevant team? Are we
yeah, he
supposed
was.
to be
No,
talking?
I'll
We
listen.
supposed to be talking about the Dolphins in a press conference. I'm not even supposed to be here. Intro. My contract said intro and out. Intro out. Intro
You
out.
know what, Nene? I agree, man. The Canes living rent free. Steve said, "Hey, Mario Lee, Tony. I don't know,
Google
man.
us.
No, well,
Yeah,
I'll let y'all figure that out. I'll let y'all figure that out.
and Nene is absolutely right. The Canes are living rent free in the Miami Dolphins house. Absolutely, they are living rent free in the Dolphin Stadium for sure. They don't pay not one bill over there.
That's a fact. In and out like tour. All right, cool, man. Look, can we get to the show? Y'all ready? You done? You done for Saturday?
I'm great.
That
Y'all have a
marvelous
great
introduction.
show. No, I'm
Right,
great. Y'all have an amazing show, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for letting me do this. Appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all. All right, then on with the show, y'all, my good people. Boom. If y'all wasn't here earlier, and if y'all was living under a rock, you know, the Miami Dolphins had a press conference. Was it earlier? It was earlier today, right? No, yesterday. Sorry. Emotional or passionate? I have the thing that I want to say about it. I know Lewis feels strongly about certain things, but I want to give Lou the opportunity to give his thoughts on the press conference. Whichever way you want to do. You want to start with Eric Sullivan? You want to start with Jeff Hafley? Your initial thoughts on what you heard yesterday.
Now, Tone. Please don't laugh at a Trump. This is a traumatic time for me, Tone. Right now, I need to gather my thoughts. I'm really emotional right now about the opportunity that I've been given to come. What the hell are we doing, Tone? That had to be some of the softest, weakest, most pathetic press conference I think I've ever heard in my life. That man, Tone, started crying when he started talking about Green Bay. Tone, for 4 years, all we heard was this team is mentally weak, soft. We need a culture set, a mindset, this, that, and the third. I'm not here to tell nobody that Jeff Hafley can't do it. I'm not even here to tell anybody that Jon-Eric Sullivan can't do it, Tone. But from the perception, from the outside, for people watching, you hire two guys to come create a tough mindset, and the first thing they do is go up there and cry? Now, what am I supposed to do with that? Now, I heard people today, Tone, tell me, well, it's a very emotional time. You know, it's generational wealth. He's the leader of a franchise, this, that, and the third. That's a very cool story. Tone, we watched a lot of press conferences over the years. You don't think Brian Flores was emotional when he got the job? He didn't cry. You didn't think Mike McDaniel was emotional when he got the job? He didn't cry. We watch a lot of people, they never cry. Could it be, and I'm throwing this scenario out, could it be that the reason these guys were so emotional is because they're not qualified to be in the positions that they're given.
Ooh.
Maybe Jon-Eric Sullivan is so emotional and it touched him so much because he really shouldn't be in the position that he's in. Could it be that Jeff Hafley never envisioned himself as a head coach? But when he got the position out of, again, friendship and love, he got so emotional. You know what's crazy, Tone? You called me. Hey, dog, I got this idea. I'm trying to get this YouTube thing started. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. Tone, if I would have ended up crying, you know what, Tone? Hey, Tone, you know what? I appreciate the opportunity, Tone. What would you have thought of me, Tone? Let me stop you right there, Tone. I don't even need you to answer. You know what you would have told me? Go kick rocks, you're fired. That's what you would have told me. And we got these suckers. We got these suckers in the fan base sucking all this up. Oh, man, he was very emotional. Yeah, he sounded soft. He sounded weak. It was an optics, Tone, is what I'm talking about. Look, it was passion. What about Josh Allen? You know what I said about Josh Allen? He was a crybaby. And it was a weak, soft mindset. That's what I said about Josh Allen. You know what a lot of Dolphin fans told me about Josh Allen when he cried, Tone? That it was weak, it was a crybaby, it was this, that, and the third. But when two Dolphin coaches cry, oh, now it's passion. And this is what I'm talking about, Tone. It's about the hypocrisy. It's about these people. Again, Tone, people are telling me that I'm getting overly emotional about the move because they haven't done nothing. And they're right. Tone, I'm agreeing with you and everybody else. I'm overly emotional about this move. You know what's crazy to me, Tone? The same people that are telling me that I'm overly emotional are the same people that are telling me I am so hyped for this move. I would run. I had literally people, Tone, on the timeline texting. I would run through a wall for this man. For what? Because he spoke to you? Because you heard the man speak? Is that not overly emotional? But people like to have their narratives and what they believe in, it's okay for them to believe in. But when a guy like me comes out here and says, fool me once with Brian Flores, shame on me. Fool me twice with Mike McDaniel. Okay, cool. Matter of fact, forget about those. Fool me with Joe Philbin. Fool me with Adam Gase. Fool me with Chan Gailey. It's the same, bro. We're falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Tone, I'm going to send it to you. The last thing I'll say for my opening statement about this press conference. People want me to believe change is coming because of what Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley said. Tone, you on Twitter like I'm on Twitter. Your timeline probably looks a lot like my timeline. The definition of what Jon-Eric Sullivan said, someone in the community clipped it up. It sounded verbatim what Chris Grier said. We're going to build the trenches. We're going to build through the draft. This, that, and the third. What happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. Oh, my bad. I know what happened. We were flying planes saying fire Chris Grier and fire Mike McDaniel. Did not Mike McDaniel not sound like Jeff Hafley when he got the job? Did Brian Flores not sound like Jeff Hafley when he got the job? Did Joe Philbin not sound like Jeff Hafley when he got the job? Did Adam Gase not sound like Jeff Hafley when he got the job? What I'm telling people is, what the hell did y'all expect the man to say? That we were going to be a dumpster fire? That he don't know what the fuck he's doing? I would have been more impressed, Tone, if he would have said, I'm an idiot. I got the job because my best friend got the job. But these guys are getting excited because he said he's going to build through the draft. Guess what? I'm sorry. I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe because I've heard that before. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. I've heard it for the past 26 years. But I'm sorry, Tone. My bad. I forgot how this thing works. Let me show everybody in the chat and your minions my passion and emotion.
I'm sorry. Take a shot. I was patiently listening.
Hey, Tone, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Tone. Hey, minions in the chat. I'm so sorry. Let me show you my passion for this shit is soft and everybody knows it.
Dang. You done? Oh, I'm sorry. I see you went on mute. Oh, okay, so
I was getting my tissues, Tone. I'm sorry. I'm just overly filled with emotion right now. I'm sorry.
All right, so I won't be real because I know people are expecting me to completely disagree with you. I don't. I do partially, but I don't fully. The crime part, you remember we was listening to it on the Space Live yesterday. And when they start crying, I was like, oh man, this man up here crying. Like, get him out of here. I'm not a big fan of that, right? The emotional crying. Was it passion? Yes. But to me, maybe, I'm a little too masculine. Maybe I don't, I thought that wasn't the time or place to do that because it was the opening monologue. Like, really? Now, when, was it Jon-Eric or Jeff Hafley? One of them was talking about their family. I understood that. I did understand that. But I would wish it would have not been right then and there because it was in the press conference, and this is what everyone are looking. Even the people that's not in our fan base, this is what they're looking for in a football gladiator sport. Me personally, I would prefer not to. However, to me, you thought it was emotional. I thought it was passion. What I saw was 2 gentlemen that got a job that really appreciate getting that job. What I heard from this fan base was they need to roll out the red carpet. They need to do anything that they can to go get John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh is a guy that did not even give them an interview. And y'all want them to roll the red carpet out for those guys. But we got 2 guys that they appreciate getting the job so much that they got emotional about it. Now, I'm sorry. If I'm hiring somebody to work for me, who would you prefer? A bunch of people that you got to convince. You got to get them extra money. You got to figure out ways for them to want to be here or to consider you. Or do you prefer to hire people that you might say, okay, they don't seem like they're qualified for the job? You know what I saw? 2 guys that's happy to be here. 2 guys that are in a place that they're appreciative, that they get an opportunity. Now, when I look at that, I don't care what their qualifications is. I would rather have someone like that work for me than someone that I have to compete for, someone that I have to go above and beyond, someone that I got to pay extra money for. Because are you here because you want to be here and you see this as a destination for you? This is not a desired destination for them. That's something that you got to pay me extra. And when I get in here, I'm only doing it because you paid me to be here. Those 2 guys, albeit I ain't gonna lie, that's the man in me. I'm like, But those 2 guys sound like you said, these fan base were doing, like they running to run through a brick wall to prove that they earned this job or they deserve this job. That's what I saw. Would I have been up there crying? Probably not. But I'm not going to sit there just because that's not how I move and act like I didn't, like I was trying to say. I was listening intently. And I'm like, you said something great. They were saying all the right things. What did we expect them to say? And you said this. So what do we expect them to say? Come out there and bomb? Can you imagine if they bombed that press conference? and they didn't say nothing that we expected them to say, they will be dragging us for miles. Dragging us for miles. Now, that part, we could disagree with that 100%. But now that we got the opening monologue out of the way and we got our opening thoughts process, let's get into certain things that they said. Right? We can start with Jeff Hafley. I mean, not Jeff Hafley, sorry. Jon-Eric Sullivan. And we could use both of the conferences or the interviews that we heard. Because you remember what Jon-Eric Sullivan said about Stephen Ross? If you fail, it's not going to be for the lack of support. You remember that? I like that.
Absolutely. I like that too. I like that too. But the same people that were, again, there are, well, let me not say the same. There's a lot of people, Tone, that have told not only myself, but you, Stephen Ross, don't want to win.
Yeah, that is true. That is 100% true. And to your credit and my credit, we both were saying that is 100% false. Even though y'all see Lou Passion, he can't stand this move. But he would never lie and say that man don't want to win. Ever. You would never hear him say that unless he shows you that he's not willing to win. The man just, for the most part, don't seem like he know what he's doing. Now, I want to address something because this is the part that I want to get into. The fact that earlier, and I want to say it right because last time, you know what I'm saying, I said the wrong things. I think your biggest issue is you don't think these guys are the most qualified, right? And you don't think that these guys should have been a first or second choice. Am I correct with that, Lou?
Yes. Yes, you would be correct.
So if we could honestly say, and I want to hear what you say about that, if you're looking at it from the outside looking in, I just want to see if you can look at it from a different standpoint. If the front office, the owner, the GM, I mean, not the GM, the owner, the president, and now whatever Brendan Short role is now, if they are convinced that these guys are good for the job, and let me ask you this, what if it wasn't it wasn't their first choice? Let's say it was John Harbaugh and Chad Alexander, and they said no. Do you think they was wrong for going with them two as the second candidates? And I'm mainly speaking towards Jon-Eric Sullivan.
Well, again, for me, Tone, I don't care where Jon-Eric Sullivan said yesterday, without question, Jeff Hafley was his guy.
Yeah.
So to me, when I heard that, it was predetermined. That's who he wanted off rip.
Yes.
So do I think that maybe the organization wanted to go somewhere else? Who knows, right? In my opinion, and we've talked about it, I think John Harbaugh was fired. John Harbaugh was fired. Mike McDaniel was fired. I think that was intentional, right? I think the organization wanted John Harbaugh. That's speculation on my part to answer your question.
Yes.
I think Jon-Eric Sullivan came in here, again, his words, not mine. Jeff Hafley was his guy. And like I told you earlier, Tone, I think the organization did the right thing. You hired Jon-Eric Sullivan. It's only right to give Jon-Eric Sullivan the right to hire his guy.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem I had with that, Tone, and I've told you this, is when he sat down with Travis Wingfield, he said, my job is to get the most qualified guy, the most this, that, and the third, and I know what your rebuttal is. I'm just saying, when I look at the landscape, and it doesn't have to only be John Harbaugh. If we're just talking about pure resumes, right? What certain guys that are available have done in this league, you cannot sell me that Jeff Hafley was the most qualified guy. Now, to Jon-Eric Sullivan, it is, right? I can't, when you say that, or others have said that, Tone, I can't debate that because you guys are factual. He said it. Jeff Hafley was his guy. But I'm sorry. And a lot of people, we don't have to lie to what's it called. We can all just have our opinions, right?
Yes.
You cannot tell me that Jeff Hafley is more qualified. Forget John Harbaugh. He's not more qualified than Sean McDermott. He's not more qualified, even though I don't want Kevin Stefanski. I didn't want him. He's not more qualified than him, though. He's not more qualified than Mike McCarthy. He's not more qualified than a couple other guys. I think that the organization did the right thing. I'll say that. Again, I'm conceding. They did the right thing. They identified their general manager, and they let him pick his candidate. Mm-hmm. Do I think it was the right one? No, I do not. I'm sorry. I don't. And to answer your question, hopefully I'm answering it. From the organizational standpoint, from I think the Ross, Garfinkel, if Brandon Shore, if they had their choice, I don't think Jeff Hafley would have been it. I don't.
You know, and that's a fair assessment. It's 49 of y'all in the building. If it's your first time, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, help the channel grow. This is where you come to get the cold hard truth, right? No fluff, just straightforward honesty, and we're gonna be passionate about our team and about what we hear and what's going on and what we think should be happening with this franchise. So y'all gonna like some of it, and agree with it. Y'all not gonna agree with some of it, but it's gonna be our honest truth, and we're gonna tell y'all the hard truth. Mike McCarthy wasn't even on the list. That would be a mistake.
But that's the point right there, Tone. See what I'm saying? And that's why because I agree, Mike McCarthy wasn't even on the list. What I'm saying is, why wasn't he? If Jon-Eric Sullivan sat with Travis Wingfield and said, I'm looking for the most qualified guy. So what I'm saying is, people can say I'm being overly emotional, Tone. All I'm saying is, though, it was predetermined this was going to be the guy.
Right.
That's all I'm saying, bro. So we interviewed 11 candidates, Tone. Nobody realistically had a fair shot. Nobody. Mm-hmm. We knew what we were doing from day one. And I don't think that's the way you do business, especially in an organization that has so many concerns. We've highlighted them, Tone. We talked about them. From again, being a dysfunctional front office to the salary cap, to players, to roster. Everybody believes this is not what I was told, Tone. This is not a good situation. For me, and again, we don't know the complete staff. But if you're telling me that this might be more of a complete rebuild than we initially thought, you mean to tell me you're doing a complete rebuild with a first-time general manager, first-time head coach, possibly a first-time offensive coordinator? We already know the defensive coordinator don't matter because Coach Hafley is calling the plays on defense. Mm-hmm. Like, we're trusting, right, a complete a tear down with a bunch of guys that have never done it before, and I'm supposed to just believe in that? Like, nah, bro, I'm sorry. I'll give it time to work, but you got to show me. I'm not going to just be one of these fans because we got something new, and now oh my God, yay, I'm so excited. Yeah. Nah, bro, nah, that's not. How can you put faith in something that you don't know? That's all I'm saying, Tom.
Well, and that part I can understand. Now, earlier y'all said, y'all brought up these concerns about them going with Jon-Eric Sullivan and Eric Sullivan going with predetermined. We cannot debate this. One thing, I'm not going to debate something that is already been stated. He came in and he already said he had a guy in Green Bay that he was willing to work with. You remember that? And he let it be known. They said, right, they went with the guy. They came up with they came up with a list. They went through the whole process. And I think people was having concerns with that. However, isn't this what we wanted out of our owner? Let the football guys make a decision?
Yes.
So we shouldn't have no problem with that. That the football guys are making the decisions, and that's just how we should leave it. But I want to ask is, y'all was saying something that I need questions for. This might be some fireworks here. earlier, it was asked, well, how long are we giving them? Now, I don't know if you want to repeat what you said. And are we judging them based off this year? And you would like give a pushback saying that we expected Mike McDaniel to win with this roster. So you're going to keep the same energy for Jeff Hafley.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you, why do you think that's fair?
What do you mean that's fair? All I know, again, we think it might be a total rebuild, but I seen it earlier in the chat. You know what someone said? If we rebuilding, why is everybody so willing to go get Malik Willis and pay him $15 million a year? Access to that. Because if we're doing that, we're not rebuilding. If we make a move like that, you know what the organization, you know what Jon-Eric Sullivan, and you know what Jeff Hafley's saying? They believe they can win now. I didn't sign up, Tone, for firing the general manager, firing the head coach, because 8 and 9 wins were not good enough. So if you mean to tell me the new guys we bringing in are going to win 4 or 5 games, I'm supposed to accept that? We weren't happy with 8 or 9 wins, but we're going to be happy with 5. That's all I'm saying. Nah, bro, you got to get me 8 wins. What do Miami have now? No, 7 wins. At least 7.
7, yeah.
You got to get me 7. Because what are we always talking about, Tone? 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards. That's what this organization does. Well, okay, if we got rid of a coach that had 11 wins, 9 wins, and 7 wins, and now a new coach comes in and gets us 5 wins, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I'm sorry, I'm not accepting that. And I don't care if it's year 1 on the job, year whatever. Now, Tone, I'll be fair. If they trade Jalen Waddle and they don't re-sign Devon A-Chain and they get a package and they trade A-Chain too, and what we again, some people are reporting that it's a complete teardown. If we go to what 2019 was with Brian Flores, now there's a different argument. Now I can look back and say, well, Jon-Eric Sullivan, Jeff Hafley, they have a plan. They have identified the guys on this roster are not good enough, right? And they need to go get their guys. I'm willing to understand that. But don't give me Jalen Waddle on the field. Don't give me Aaron Brewer on the field. Don't give me Patrick Paul on the field. Don't give me Devon A-Chain on the field. Draft picks galore and tell me that we ain't winning? Nah, bro. So, nah, if this roster was, again, we're holding Mike McDaniel to a standard. Oh, he had to win. Well, nah, bro, I'm sorry. The guy that we fired the guy for has to win too. And I stand on that.
See, now this is the part that I have to say. You know what I noticed you didn't bring up? You didn't bring up 30 people, pending free agents that's not on the contract.
Hey, what am I supposed to do with that? They knew that when they signed up for the job.
You're supposed to be honest and you're supposed to be fair. 30 potential, impending,
okay,
free agents that's not going to be on this team. So that's not the same team. Let's get that out the way first. And then Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel assembled this trash.
Absolutely.
Jeff Hafley didn't.
1,000%.
Jon-Eric Sullivan didn't.
Right.
So when they come in, they have to get their guys in the building to implement the way that they want to win with the players that they deem fit to run and fit into their vision. So we can't come out here and say, well, you got to win 7 to 8 games with this roster because we expected that from Mike McDaniel. We expected that from Mike McDaniel because he put this roster together. He the one told us this was the winning formula. This was going to be a winning roster. He the one when Chris Greer tried to get draft pick for Calais Campbell, said, no, we can win with them. He the one kept Tua in and then bench and then try out Quinn Ewers until we was already out of the playoff conversation. That was Mike McDaniels. Jeff Hafley, we can't come in and act like Jeff Hafley had the same opinion on this team. So we cannot have, if we're going to be honestly and fair,
right,
we can't have the same energy for Jeff Hafley because this is not his team.
And I'm with you. But you brought up them 30 pending free agents. Now, we can go down the list if you want to. Them 30 pending free agents, if we're going to be fair, use your words, not mine, fair.
Yeah,
It's a bunch of one-year contracts that we brought in. Are we saying the Willie Gays of the world, the Rasul Douglases of the world, the Jack Jones of the world. Those are the guys. No, I'm talking about
Mika Fitzpatrick.
Okay, cool. But if Mika's but this is what I'm saying. You brought up the 30.
What was
right?
the other? What was the other?
No. Hold on. You brought up 30 pending free agents. Mika Fitzpatrick is not a pending free agent. He's on the roster.
That's why I said what's the other free agent? The other safety.
Malafungu. But we signed him for 2 years.
Malafungu, and the other one, Ashton Davis.
Ashton Davis.
Yeah.
Again, but this is what I'm saying. Ashton Davis, it was on a 1-year deal. What I'm saying, Tom, whether you kept him or whether you got rid of him, let's say you get rid of him, you're bringing your guys in.
No.
I'm talking about you got to.
He's not bringing his guys in. That's where you're wrong because you ain't let me. My second part about it is the cap situation. He's not responsible for that either.
Okay, cool.
Mike McDaniel didn't have to deal with this when he started putting his roster together. No. He had money to spend. Jeff Hafley and Jon-Eric Sullivan are coming in having to fix this situation that they messed up. So to try to say, I need you to win with this. No, we don't, because you didn't put this together. You didn't create this cap hill. You didn't create this roster and say that you can win with this roster. You
1,000%.
didn't. So I cannot keep the same energy. What I have to do is we have to give them an opportunity to get out of this, to clean the mess up before we expect anything from them. So at the end of the day, no, we can't keep the same energy for Jeff Hafley as we was going to be Mike McDaniel, because my take was Mike McDaniel, in order for him to keep his job after next season, he has to win a playoff game. And why did I say that?
Yeah, because he created the mess.
You created the mess. So
Absolutely.
you don't get a pass for saying, you made that decision. These guys, I can't do too much with them. I can't sign too many people because of the cap situation we in. Well, you chose that.
Absolutely.
Now that's why you have to win with this roster. But the new regime, we're not blaming them for someone else's mess and say you got to win with that trash that he brought us. No.
Again, but when we're talking about the 30 free agents, they're a bunch of Jags. Let's call it for what it is. So those guys were on 1-year deals. They got to bring it. Their guys, right, that Mike McDaniel created, right? Those guys are not going to be here, Tom. They are going to bring in their guys.
They're going to bring in the guys that are available. They're going to bring in the guys available with the money that they have.
Okay,
the limited money that they have, they're bringing in guys with that. This is not their guys.
And they got to fill in the roster, correct?
With limited people, probably people that they would initially get if they had more money.
1,000%. I'm with you. They got to bring in their guys. Cool. Let's establish that. They got to bring in their guys with limited money. Now, I'm not saying this is your take. I just want to know, with what you're saying, all the holes they got to replace, right? Or with all the holes. And again, this is not your take, Tone. I just want to see where your answer is. With them knowing everything that they got to fill and all the holes that they didn't create, but they got to fix, do you think it's a smart move to bring in Malik Willis?
Depends on how much they pay him, but I wouldn't do it. Me personally, it wouldn't be smart for me to say they should bring him in.
Now again, cool. If they did bring him in, that's a decision they make, right? That would be their guy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to establish that. All right,
right. Yeah, but that still don't mean that would be their first guy. That would be an option for them because they're limited in the amount of money they can invest on a guy.
They don't got to sign him though.
They don't, but you still have to. You have to start somewhere.
It's the same argument, and that's where they're starting. That would be their first guy. They're starting with Malik Willis.
No. That would not be their first guy. That would be the one that they can afford because of the limit that they have in money. They're working with limitations. Mike McDaniel, from day one, he had zero limits. Zero. So he wasn't in cap hell. He was able to sign who he want. He brought in draft picks, free agency.
1,000%.
They did everything. No, it's not the same scenario and situation.
Do you think, right? And with the cap hell that they're in now, what you told me, they had Tua under contract. They didn't have to pay him. They made the decision to do it. They don't got to. I don't care how you try to slice it. Extend him. My bad, Tom.
Yeah, he was already under contract. Yeah.
He was already under contract. My bad. They didn't have to do it. To your words, they extended him. That was their decision. They got to live with it. Now you're telling me, now again, they don't have to sign anybody. They can go in the draft and draft somebody, and they got Quinn Ewers for $800,000. If they go and sign Malik Willis, I can't come around and say, well, they made that decision. Mm-hmm. You're telling me they made that decision off a limited. Don't tell me you don't have to sign. Yeah. You don't have to do it though.
You still got to try to win though. You still got to try to win. You already in here telling them they got to win, but then you want to say that don't bring them. No, they still got to try to win. They just limited it.
Do you think they're winning in 26?
They have to try to. Whether I feel like they're going to win or not, they have to go all out. Yes, I want them to assemble a team as if they can win a Super Bowl. Yes.
Do you think they're winning in 26?
They need to try to, yes.
I understand. Listen,
I don't know. Let me see what they can bring in. Okay, it don't look like they don't look like they will be able to. But that still is not an excuse for them not to bring in people that they think they can win with. That isn't. You need to, bro. You don't get a year off just because you in cap hell. Still go out there
it's that, and that's where I'm at. You don't get a year off.
No. You're trying to hold them to the same standard as the guy that created this. And I'm saying no. I want them to go and win, but I'm not telling them you got to win with this roster like I would tell Mike McDaniel. I'm not telling them they got to win in order for you to be considered to keep the job in my eyes. For me to say, no, I don't think you should be fired. I'm not telling them they have to win a playoff game with this roster, as I would say for Mike McDaniel. Because Mike McDaniel, this is your roster. I'm not, no. So that's the difference. You say y'all was going to keep the same energy, and I'm like, well, okay, well, let's see if we keep the same energy. That's not their roster. They didn't create this. Mike McDaniel was not limited. Everyone on here that we got right now, he had full autonomy to get. He had the money to spend on him. They bought him Tyreek. They bought him Waddle. And guess what? This team right now have to make decisions on Waddle and H-Hands. They didn't create this situation. Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer did. This team has to see, well, maybe we have to get rid of a weapon because we need draft picks to fill the roster out because we got 30 people that's going to be missing. They didn't create that scenario. Mike McDaniel did. And now
absolutely,
I'm going to look at them and say, no, my boy, you about to win more than 7 games. Let's just say the people that are on the roster, the Kenny Grants, the Chop Robinson, right? The Patrick Paul, the Aaron Brewer, Tua, Quinn Ewers. I'm trying to think about all the people that are on the contract. Austin Jackson, Chubb. Mm-hmm. They got to make decisions about it. All of these people that are on the Jack Sealer, we don't know if they want any of these. Excuse me, Jordan Brooks. We don't know if they want any of these type of people, but they have to keep them because they're on the roster because they can't say, well, I don't want none of y'all. They have to. Some of these people, they have to, even if they don't want. And that's probably not even the makeup of their team and the mindset. Because I doubt if they want to be stuck with Austin Jackson, knowing that he's not healthy the whole time.
They can simply release Austin Jackson.
They can, but then you got to remember they still got to fill the roster. So they're not in a position to be moving people to when you already behind the 8 ball and filling up. You're 30 behind. You want to make it 31, 32, 30 because you don't like a guy? You have to move strategically. You want to know what I heard? A roster about Green Bay? You know Green Bay had the most draft picks out of any team in the NFL that made up their roster. They had the less free agents. So that's not their forte to go build in the free agency. Oh, we lost Lou. That's not their forte to go build in free agency. They just like they said, we're going to draft and retain. That is their forte. So these these rookies that's under the contract that help them to maintain the roster, they probably don't even want those guys. I don't know if you heard the part about Green Bay. I know we lost you earlier, Lou. You there? Nah. All right, cool. But yeah, so we got to look at it from that standpoint, as far as even a lot of the people that are on this roster that we think are good, that we think are game changers, they probably not even in the mold of the type of players that they want. I don't know if they want two small receivers on the outside. I don't know if Jalen Waddle is the type of mold of receiver that they want. He's one of our dynamic game breakers. I don't know if Achane, which is our best player and our best weapon, is in the mode that they want, because they got Josh Jacobs and Chris, what his name? God, dog, Chris Brooks. Okay, Lou said he can't hit nothing. He'll be back. All right, Lou, I got you. I got you, Lou. Yeah, they got Chris Brooks and Josh Jacobs. Go look at the build of those running backs. Do any of those guys remind you of an Achane? But that's the best weapon on this team that they may have to keep and retain, because he gives them the best option to win now with the situation that they're in. So I'm sorry. I'm not about to. Okay. All right, Lou. Go ahead. So no, I'm not about to hold them to the same standard to what is his name? Mike McDaniel. And Steve said, Tony, it's the same scheme. Why is he too small for them but not us? I said the mold of type of back that they want. That's why I said look at the mold. Even though it's the same scheme, they don't got no scat backs over there. You understand? But they may have to keep one here because Achane is our best weapon. And that's why I said they have to keep him if they want to win. You know, because they can't use him because of, you know, no matter what, because it is the same scheme, or we assume it's going to be the same scheme. Because let's be real, we don't have an offensive coordinator. Just because Jeff Hafley came from a West Coast, he's not an offensive guy. We got to wait to see who he bring in as an offensive coordinator, because he might not bring in a West Coast guy. Now, more often than not, more likely than not, he will bring in a West Coast guy. But that's not set in stone. Oh, he said he's keeping the same scheme? Okay, cool. But, you know, and it still go back to the mode of players, right? Josh Jacobs is not in the mode of Devon Achane. Chris Brooks is not in the mode of Devon Achane. Those are big physical backs. So just look at it from that standpoint. On every position that he have, even the ones that he can retain that's under contract, they probably don't fit the mold that they're looking for. And furthermore, the mindset might not be the same. What about the type of mindset that we want in his locker room, or they want in his locker room? Are we going to take that in consideration? So that's a lot of things that we have to take in consideration and consider when we're talking about what we're expecting from them this season. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate. I believe that they should go out and bring in people that they believe they can win with. But I'm also going to keep in mind that they're limited in their assets that they have. Lou, you back with us? You can hear me?
Yeah, I couldn't hear at first, but I hear now. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so I don't know. I'll try to sum it up for you.
And Rip, no, I heard most of what you were saying, Tony. I just want to, to address certain people in the comments, because again, people have revisionist history of shit they said. So I know that I said I wanted Tua to get paid. I still stand on that. I don't think that contract is as bad as everybody makes it seem with the $200+ million that y'all lied about when he got 163. But I digress. But since I do, according to CCRR, have my Tua tramp stamp on my back, I just want to know, when I show mine, is he going to show his Skylar Thompson tramp stamp on his back? Or how about the one that's on his ass cheek about Josh Rosen? Does he have that tramp stamp? See, a lot of people forget, Tone. I could be wrong about Tua Tagovailoa, but at least I was objective about Tua Tagovailoa. There's certain people that just want to sit here and talk, scream, kick, and moan, and they want to be right so bad about Tua, but they were wrong about Josh Rosen. And they were wrong about Jacoby Brissett. And they were wrong about Teddy Bridgewater. And they were wrong about Skylar Thompson. So I wonder how many tramp stamps CCRR has on his body for all the quarterbacks he's had wrong.
Dang.
My bad. I just wanted to get my shit off, Tom.
Yeah. So basically, to sum it up, I was saying, even with the players that they have on the roster, I brought up Achane. I'm saying Achane is our best weapon, but he might not be the mold of type of running back that they want. Now, I believe they're going to use him, especially since he said he's keeping the West Coast system, and I think they could be successful, but they have to keep Achane on this roster in order to have some success, even though he might not fit the mold of the type of guys. And that's why I said all the ones that we have under contract, which is the Patrick Pauls, the Aaron Brewers, the Jonas Savardini, the Tua, the Quinn Ewers, everyone that is on contract, the Zach Sealers, the Kenneth Grant, the Chuck Robinson, that it's still going to be there. You don't have to, but are they in the same mold? Are they in the same mindset of people that they want to bring in? They're forced to keep those people because they have to build a 53-man roster. So that's why I was saying you got to look at it from that standpoint, because Achane, look at his size and look at Josh Jacob and Chris Brooks. Both big and physical running backs. They might have to keep Waddle around because he's a playmaker, even though he might not fit the mold of the type of receiver that they want. But for the reason of we have to build a roster, right? We have to fill out a roster. They might have to keep some people that they normally wouldn't. So that's why I was saying the same situation and the same expectations that I have for Mike McDaniel, I'm not going to have for Jeff Hafley. So that's the part that I was trying to ask you.
How many years do we give Hafley then?
Now I'll be real. Based on the guys that y'all bringing in now, based on the free agents that y'all bringing in now, it's going to determine how patient I'm going to be. Right now, I give you a 1-year window that I want to see. So, like, when I watch this team and when I go watch practice, I want to see if you really going to be tough on these players like you said you were. I want to see if you really trying to install a culture like you said you were. Because in order to install a culture, the people that you have to bring in have to be the culture set and mindset. And do you understand that you have to bring the players in, which he did say that, to uphold this culture? So this year it's starting this year, Lou. I'm going to be real with you. I could be objective all I want. And I could be patient and say I'm going to be fair. But I'm not forgetting what situation we in. And to your credit and to your point, you understand what you was coming into. In your press conference, you said there's a lot of work to be done. But we know what has to be, what we have to do. So let me understand what situation you would get yourself into. And you should have a plan. And I should see that plan start to take place from day one. So that's how many I'm giving them. Basically, I'm not giving them the off years. I'm judging how your team performed this year. Just me, because you talked about mindset. You know what he said? Hold on, Lou. Did you hear Joe Rose interview?
No, I didn't.
Good. Let's go. The question was asked. First question was asked that I like that they asked was about Malik Willis. And he said he liked working with him, a great guy. He did a lot of things. Sometimes he did better than the quarterbacks that they were going against. So he liked them. So to your Malik Willis comment, if he bring him in, he already said he liked him and he loved working with him. The 2 years, because he said the backup, the defense, that's who you work with the most. So he built a relationship with it. He said it was an amazing relationship, and he loved his relationship with Malik Willis. But this is a part that I think you will be interested in. They asked him about the discipline and the coming late and the things that around here we've been talking too much about. You know what he said? No excuses. I don't want to hear it. That's what he said. The rules, he like, I don't want no excuse. Don't tell me about it. Listen, there's no reason for you to be late because the guidelines are there. And he said, if you cannot deal with that, then you're not gonna work here. He said, I'm sorry. I just looked it up because I wrote it down. No excuses and no explanations. He don't care about no excuse, and he don't want to hear you explain why you was late. Say everyone's going to get the guideline, and they're going to be expected to stand on that. And then he also said, which is why I said it's going to start this year by the people you bring in. He said, our vision is to bring in our young players and develop them. And the way that we develop our young players, what the thing that we wanted Mike McDaniel to do with our young players, Lou, that we didn't like that they weren't doing?
What?
Give them playing time. Play them.
Oh, well. What? Give me some examples of young guys that he didn't play.
The running back, Wright.
Jalen Wright.
Jalen Wright.
Okay.
We didn't.
Right.
The other running back too, Ollie Gordon III. But I don't think I didn't
now,
like the way.
Now, Ollie played more his rookie season, which was this season, than Jalen Wright played in his rookie season. Would we agree with that?
Yeah, but it was limited. It wasn't that much.
Okay. Well,
the carries. Yeah, remember at first they started him. Then next thing you know, we were like, "What happened with Ollie Gordon?" They just stopped using him.
Depending on where he is, if let's say Jalen Wright is second on the depth chart and Ollie Gordon is third, I mean, how many carries does a third string running back get?
But what was the issues with Jalen Wright?
Well, again, there were rumors his rookie season that he wasn't, first of all, grasping the offense, and second of all, putting in the work.
But he said in order for them to be developed, they have to play through it. That's what he said.
So, do you agree with that philosophy? Even if they're not picking up?
I've always thing that I've always said, even from a personal experience, it's been times where I didn't get a playbook, and it's rare. I'm pretty good with it. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't understand how to run the play the correct way until I got on the field. Because on paper, it's run the 10-yard in, but then a dig route. You know what I'm saying? A 10-yard dig route, a 10-yard out route, a square in route, whatever it is. But then when the defense get on the field and that safety is at 10 yards, you got to know you got to run it at 9.5. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a robot. You got to understand, okay, this is why I failed. And run it, because some people have to actually run it to be able to grasp the concept of what they're looking for.
And that is fair. And that is
right?
and that's fair. And that's Jeff Hafley's philosophy. That's the way he does things. Fine.
Yeah.
But
Cam Smith.
Right. But again, Vic Fangio, another guy.
Channing Tindall.
Well, again, but if Channing Tindall is not
Zeke Biggers,
if Channing Tindall,
all the young people that I wanted them to play through it.
If he's not putting in the work, but again, that goes to preference. I can't turn around. I can't turn around and say, again, I'm saying that's Jeff the way he does it. Fine. But Vic Fangio wasn't playing Cam Smith because he just wasn't putting in the work. He didn't care about getting through it. So I can't say that the way Vic Fangio does it is wrong and Jeff Hafley is right, or the way Jeff Hafley does it is wrong and Vic Fangio was right. I can't say that. That's just the way they do things. But so I can't criticize them for that.
No, you can't criticize Vic Fangio for that. You want to know why you can't criticize Vic Fangio, but we could criticize Jeff Hafley for that? That wasn't Vic Fangio's choice. He didn't choose Cam Smith. The guys that I'm giving you, they chose these guys. And if that's your philosophy, then I can hold you to it.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about Jeff Hafley. I'm not talking about Mike McDaniel.
Okay, but even in Mike McDaniel's case, but maybe that's not Mike McDaniel's philosophy.
I know that. That's why I said the thing that we wanted him to do was play them so they could get through it.
I didn't want that. No. But again, that's preference. That's what you wanted to
listen
do.
To
I didn't want them to do that.
No, you didn't say why they didn't put Zeke Biggers in sooner.
Well, again, no. I said he should be playing when I first seen him. Early in the season, week 1, Tone, I wasn't asking for Zeke Biggers. Week 2, I wasn't seeing. When I seen Zeke Biggers in a limited role, right? When he would get in and he would make plays, then I want to know why he ain't playing more. But from day one, I'm not asking him. But I don't know what the hell Zeke Biggers is doing at practice.
But we did ask for change, and I know I was asking for Zeke Biggers, and I was wondering why he wasn't getting playing time when him and what's the dude that we let go, man? He got picked up off our chart. We tried to put him on the practice squad. They were the top 2 D tackles. I was telling y'all that all training camp. I was like, training camp and in preseason, they were the top 2 D tackles. I'm like, why aren't they getting playing time? And cool, that might not be Mike McDaniel's thought process, but this is Hafley's process, though. That's what I'm saying. We didn't have to. All I said, you said that was a preference. I said, what did we want Mike McDaniel to do? He didn't. But Jeff Hafley said that's his mindset. Jeff Hafley said that's how he developed his players. They have to play. He said it on the interview. Right? So I can hold him to that standard because you said that is your mindset. You know what else he said? He said, everyone calls me a player coach. I don't know what that means. He said, everyone have their interpretation of what a player coach is. He said, what I will tell you is, I do build relationships. I do pick up their confidence when it's down. I do. And I do let them know that I care about them a lot. I'm going to love them a lot. That's what he said. He said, but I coach very tough. I don't accept excuses. They're going to hate the way they practice. They're not going to like some of the things that I say, and it might rub them wrong. But if they do everything that I ask them, it's going to make them better. And he said, if you can't deal with that kind of stuff, if you don't like tough practices, if you don't like me being on you and holding you accountable, then you're not going to make it here. So, yes, I'm judging that from day one in training camp. He said it. He's saying the right things. You remember he said, saying the right things, but now you have to show me. The guy that you bring in, you better hold them to that standard. These better be tough practices. And I'm going to be looking to see if it is. That's what he said. He said, so if you call that and you consider that a player coach, then I'll take it. But they're going to have to be able to deal with some stuff to make it on his team. Could we hold him to that standard? Lou?
I mean, that's what he said. We got to hold him to the standard. If that's what he said.
So I'm not giving no passes or nothing like that. I'm just saying, he said, you can't talk to people like that. Remember? Nah, Roadrunner, not with this coach. This coach said the only way you survive on here is if you could deal with people talking to you like that.
But that again, and that's fine. That's what he said. People are getting excited but words don't move. Words don't move.
Excited. I say I'm holding to the standards.
I'm not just saying you. I'm saying in general. People are getting excited because he said, again, what for you? I didn't hear the Joe Rose interview when he sat down with Joe Rose like you did. What I'm saying is, Tone, all that sounds good. That is, I expect him to say that.
Yes.
That's, again, that's
but
all.
Mike McDaniel didn't say that, though.
Well, hey, again, cool. what does it matter? January 23rd, him saying that, if September 8th, none of that happens.
Well, I'm just this is to the part of where you asking me how much time I'm giving them, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be patient, but I'm judging how you react. I mean, how you perform from day one, because you don't need your players in the building to set that kind of standard.
So
you get what I'm saying?
Right. So if he doesn't create that standard, because I know you said you'll be at training camp. If you don't see that, then what? What do we do then?
I'm gonna let them know. No, this guy he was a what I call him when they was hiring them people, a false.
Yep.
Yeah. It was all lies.
It's a fraud.
He's a fraud, and he's just happy to be here.
Okay, all right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even though I'm like, listen, I'm not as how you are now with you're disappointed because this is not the best guy. He's not the most qualified. And I have to agree with you. I mean, I have to let you have your opinion. I don't have to agree with you. I'm sorry. But just because I'm saying that, there are things that I could watch and I could be looking for to see if everything you said, you stand on that. I don't have to wait till you get your people in the building to see how you practice. I don't have to wait to see when you get your people in the building to see what standard you setting. I don't have to wait to see how you discipline your players if or when they come in late. That's what I'm saying. So this is not just such a free ride that everyone is expecting. Just because my stance is not as strong as Lewis, as far as I don't have a name said fire Hafley. But that don't mean you're getting a free ride from my standpoint either. Because I do have expectations. And Jon-Eric Sullivan said he was hiring the best person for the Miami Dolphins. Now, me and Lou might disagree with who we think the best person is, but I'm expecting Jeff Hafley to coach his team like he's the best candidate. I am. You were so convinced and convicted of this guy. It better show up starting training camp. That's all I'm saying. I can give pushback. I can be honest. And I can be objective. But no, this has to be, you have to be a certain individual to be able to clean up this mess. And that starts from day one. So that's what I'm looking for. The results have to come in. So yeah, let me see what results. The result. This is a results-based business. If the people that you bring in, from the day one, I'm gonna see where they start, and I'm gonna see if they start to improve as the season go. Because Lou, outside of Chop Robinson, but for the most part, Kenny Grant, Zeke Biggers, Patrick Paul, and Jonah to a certain smaller degree or a lesser degree, we all seen improvement from them.
Mm-hmm.
From week one to week, these are rookies.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Patrick Paul. Patrick Paul is the first year starter. So I could judge you based off that. Are we seeing improvement? Are you developing these players like you say you are? I would love to see it. Now, Chop, I don't know. He said, Tony, we're going to know what type of coach he is, OTAs. Remember Mike's first OTAs where they said it was lax. The meter would be there. I won't be there. But yeah, you're right. That isn't true. It's true. Remember, my first time, I'm like, man, let me see what. Let's see. Marino Goat said, hold on, is that true? Marino Goat said, breaking news. Dolphins hired Kyle Smith as new assistant general manager.
Yeah, that's the guy from. Yeah, he's from Atlanta.
For the Falcons? Oh, yeah. Okay, that was the guy. Okay. As a matter of fact, I forgot. Vicinity did tell me that backstage. So, right. But yeah, Lou. So that's my take on Jeff Hafley and the standard that I'm gonna hold him to. Anything else you wanted to add on to it from the
I, I,
presser?
I mean, no. Again, nothing shocked me, Tone, from the presser. They said, again, they said all the right things. I never once debated if they said the right things. All I've ever tried to debate was, what did people expect them to say?
Yes. It was very,
That
I think we both could say we expected that. At least we weren't surprised.
Yeah, like I don't know what, like everybody it was shocked. Like, oh my God, they said the right thing. Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, no, I mean, when you get a job or you go for a job interview, usually you say the right things. You say what people want to hear. So all I'm saying is, again, fine, cool. It sounds good. I'm with you, Tone. Everything you just said there, I cannot debate because you're spot on. So I got to take that. I'm with that, but I will hold you to that standard. And
Fact.
after you said what he said on Joe Rose, as soon as this show ends and we get from backstage, I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to that interview.
Yeah, well,
And
that was I got to find out where it is. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the timestamp because Joe Rose show is like 3.5 hours.
right. So I'll go and I'll do my research and I'll listen and again, but everything you said is spot on. If that's what he said, well, that should be the expectation. And we'll see if you're gonna hold everybody to your word.
Yeah, that is a fact. So I'll say this. This is my closing statements. Listen, to everyone that's excited about Jeff Hafley, by all means, fan how you want to fan. To all of the ones that are skeptical about Jeff Hafley, fan how you want to fan. Give me 1 second. We had a poll in the chat. I don't know the results of the poll. So I have the poll. Oh, shucks. Dang, I backed out. I might not be able to get it again. Oh, yeah, I got it. So I have the poll. There was 46 votes. Dang, man. We had 80-something last show, man. We have 46 votes. Did Miami pick the right GM/head coach? 72% said yes. 28% said no. All right. So I guess we have a lot of people in the chat that feel like they made the right decision. But I will say this. When you hear people like Lewis and that think like he does, one thing y'all have to keep in mind, that's coming from a standpoint of, man, I'm tired of losing. I'm trying to win. And if anyone looked at Jeff Hafley and Jon-Eric Sullivan and said, yes, I can 100% say those are winners, I think that'll be a disingenuous statement because it's their first time.
Tone, it's not even that. What you just read the poll, 72% of the people that watched our show tonight said they believe they got the general manager and head coach right. What's crazy to me is, Tone, a week ago, 72% of those people didn't know who they were.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
How are you coming to the conclusion that we got the right guy when you don't even know who they are?
Yeah. Now, the earlier poll was, I don't remember what it was, but and even to that point, what you just said, Lou, that is why I said that's a disingenuous statement, because they had done nothing yet. They didn't do one single thing but have a press conference. They didn't. So you cannot honestly say these are the right guys for the job. What you can say is what I've been saying. I think the owners handled it the right way once they chose their guy. And that's Jon-Eric Sullivan. And they went with his guy. And then we can move forward. Now, what Jon-Eric Sullivan did when he came in with Jeff Hafley, I wouldn't have did it like that. I wouldn't have. But it had to pan out so we could hold you to that standard and hold your feet to the fire. But hey, that's our take. Nice debate. The fact that they didn't use arms in the press conference, they're already winning. See, now that's crazy. That's crazy. The head coach was right because it was the GM's choice. That's the only way it was right. I understand that, and I agree with that standpoint. That's why I say I think the owners handled it the correct way. Let that guy succeed or fail with his people. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I know what. You know, it just came to me, Lou. I wanted to ask you this question about. You know what? No, it wasn't you. I'm sorry. It was because you just said you cool with what Jon-Eric Sullivan did with Jeff Hafley because that was his guy. You just have a problem with him saying the best qualified candidate, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's different because I was going to say for the people that wanted us to hire Chad Alexander just because he come with John Harbaugh, I want y'all to understand that's the same thing that Jeff Hafley did with his guy.
That would be the same thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, we just preferred that because John Harbaugh comes with experience, cachet, a Super Bowl win, and a culture that they built over there in Baltimore. So for all y'all that are being hypocrites, you know, y'all can take that with you. But Lou, man, you know what to do, man. If you ain't got anything else, get us up out of here, my brother. Hey, shout out to the chat too, man. Y'all, shout out to y'all for rocking with us. There's still 33 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Help grow the channel. If it's your first time over here, if you like the content and you love to listen to people that's going to give their honest opinion about what we think about this team, no fluff, then you came to the right channel. But go ahead, Lou. You know what to do. Get us up out of here, my brother.
Hey, man, this has been the Friday episode of the Blitz Pickup from my brother Tone. You know who I am. Appreciate the special shout-out intro by Finsanity. She's always a welcomed addition to the program anytime she's available. With that being said, we'll see y'all Monday around 8-ish. I'll be honest. I can't lie, Tone. I'm disappointed. I didn't know there was 72% minions in our chat. I didn't know.
Welcome to the Tony Millions, baby.
Tony Minions are out of control. The half and halves are running wild. We'll see y'all Monday, man.
You out of there.